I think we have started.
So now I'm requesting Amisha ma'am to kindly start this
Yeah.
webinar.
So, good afternoon to all of you once again, and welcome to this, next talk in a series of talks which we are organizing as a part of the webinar series by Skill Council. It is a part of the Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav, and we have been hosting. This is a, what they say is a struggle of it shows the struggle of India, how we move forward towards a super economic power, like how we have been moving and what efforts we have been done earlier and what efforts we need to do to take it forward. So Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is a very big event, so many events. We in Skill Council, as you know, we have organized talks on different topics relating to climate change, environment, renewable energy, and now of course green hydrogen, net zero goals. So these talks have really given us a lot of valuable information, and we are very grateful to our speakers who have contributed to this. This is the 63rd talk, and today what we have is we have a very different perspective. We have a very learned speaker who is going to give us a very different perspective. What I feel is that at COP21, at COP26, our Prime Minister had inaugurated the concept of life. Life was where individuals can cooperate. We have to come out of the waste and use and waste, policy, and we have to go towards a circular economy. And here, individuals, by the small acts, by the small innovations, can contribute in a big way to climate change. So these are small. I had asked Mr. Naik if whether frugal can be changed. The word frugal can be changed from his topic. He says, no, this has got a different implication. So these are small acts, innovations, which can make a lot of difference to the environment. And we are very lucky today that we have a very learned speaker, a person who has a versatile experience in all, in putting forth small innovations that have made a very big change in the environment, in the society. And as a whole, it is a big contribution. So with these words, I welcome you once again, Dr. Naik. I'm grateful to you that you have really accepted our invitation and have come forward to deliver this talk. And I request Mr. Sarvesh to introduce you. I think you know Mr. Sarvesh also. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I love to introduce Mr. Praful Ramchandra Naik. He has bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree in pharmaceutics from the Department of Pharmaceutics, Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University. He is founder and director and CEO of Prashak Techno Enterprises Private Limited, an organization founded in 2014 and engaged in development as an inventor and also deployment of revolutionary Habitat Nirvana Tantra, building and on-site sanitation technologies for creation of greener, cleaner, energy-efficient, sustainable, and affordable community housing clusters and buildings. These technologies were selected and conferred with the prestigious ASHA Award, ASA Award, constituted by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, under its Global Housing Technology Challenges Initiative. He also serves as a chief technology officer as Amida Clean Tech Private Limited, an organization engaged in research, development, and commercialization of novel air purification technologies. Whereas he is also the co-inventor of technology patent. Apart from these, Mr. Praful also steers and oversees the science and technology initiatives as a science advisor for several established organizations as well as startups in pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, chemicals, and medical devices and diagnostic sectors. A huge proponent of innovations, he invented non-clonable ID, NDID technology, over 40 granted patent and over 200 patent applicable globally. He has been awarded many national and international awards. He has been honored as a speaker at the prestigious Science and Technology Forum 2010 at Kyoto, Japan. He has more than 15 international research paper and 4 international research paper presentations. With these words, I like to welcome you, sir. Over to you. Thank you.
And thank you. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here, Dr. Dameja. It was when I got your mail, it was immediate reaction that yes, we have worked together. We have been involved in initiatives which went back into remote core rural background. And I think most of us were fortunate to be associated with the late respected Pranav sir during his presidency, where he initiated this aspect of and drive for frugal innovation and looking at the value creation in the remotest of the rural regions of our country. And the initiative gave us a lot of understanding, lot of value proposition in terms of looking at how we need to see the reality on the rural scenario and what can be done in terms of creating simplicity in products, in services, which can create a immense value proposition for the people in the rural regions, or the community in the rural regions. And one of the flagship initiatives which late President Pranab Mukherjee launched was the Smart Gram initiative. And the intent was looking at how the villages could become sustainable. So that's where, when you said that we need to talk about sustainability, I said, this is something which is core to our heart, core to your heart, core to my heart, and to all those people, companies, individuals who were aligned with the Smart Gram initiative. And that was something which gave us a lot of understanding what are the real obstacles, what are the real issues, how you have to really deploy certain things, what takes time, what is the need for frugal innovations. And that's why when you asked me, I was very, very happy to suggest that there should be something to really create an awareness on the value of frugal innovations and sustainability development goals accomplishment of any country, whether it is a developed country, it's a developing country, or a least developing country. So I have a small presentation to all of you. I'll just share the presentation now and go ahead in giving a quick insight. Rohit, my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thanks again, and it's a pleasure and honor to be at this very important initiative of Skill Council for Green Jobs. It's a marvelous way in terms of communicating, creating awareness in the entire community in terms of a varied aspects of value creation, which is being proposed, which is being created, and which is being made aware to the public at large. So that's something which I am really very, very appropriately very happy, very proud of. And I take this opportunity to really give some insight in terms of what do I mean by the value of frugal innovations in attaining the sustainable development and sustainable development goals. So that's something which basically I would like to put across. So let us come to the frugal innovation. So what is frugal innovation from the perspective of the aspect and its connectivity to SD and SDGs? So as I say, developing quality solutions in a resource-constrained environment that are affordable to low-income consumers. This definition is a very wonderful, apt definition for what frugal innovation is. And frugal innovation has been, in the recent times, it has given a lot of definitions. Some have ill-defined it, some have suggested that it is jugaad, disruptive, grassroots innovation. But I don't think frugal innovations are confined to being jugaad. Even jugaad initiatives which are there, some of them are really value creating initiatives, innovations, which if implemented in a much more appropriate fashion may bring in a lot of value creation, especially in the rural background, in the background where the bottom of the pyramid is taking the value of that kind of an innovation. So what are the new findings is something which is very importantly given in this. On the bottom, I have given the reference. I'll be sharing this reference. I think everybody should read this research article, which will give a very good insight in terms of what frugal innovation and how frugal innovation can be really valuable in creating sustainability, in bringing sustainability, because anything which is sustainable need not be very high-end innovation. It can be as simple innovation which can really create a much more bigger value for the person who is utilizing it. So looking at from that perspective, if you look at the definition of frugal innovation by another entity, the Oxford Review, it basically talks about low-cost new products, methods and designs that have been created or come out from what is known as the bottom of the pyramid or the unserved lower. So you are talking about focusing it to the bottom of the pyramid. But here I would like to really quote, this is my very passionate quote, which I always put into all my communications, of Professor Dr. R.A. Mashalkar, who I was fortunate to be having him as a mentor and still is a mentor to me. He has coined it in a very nice format of more from less for more. So it is such a novel way of putting in terms of what you can do with an innovation and what you can do for the less in less for more people. So that is something which I think is very apt in terms of defining frugal innovation. So from my perspective, I think it is not at low cost. I would say that frugal innovation is about delivering more value at better cost. So if something was coming at X, and if I am getting a better outcome with a X minus Y cost, it is frugal. And that is something which I think it requires an adoption of a mindset of simplicity and looking into bettering the cost without sacrificing, most importantly, the quality of the product, and then striving to enhance the user experience. So if we are qualifying that perspective, it will become a frugal innovation in all perspectives. So what is the connectivity between the frugal innovation and SD and SDGs? So how you are defining a sustainable development? This is defined by the International Institute for Sustainable Development, and it's a independent global think tank which is there, and everybody can Google IISD. They define very aptly the sustainable development means the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation. Very nicely put. So to meet their own needs. So the present community, if they are able to really meet their needs without compromising the future generation's ability, means if just to take the example of if you are creating waste, is it going to impact the future generations over a period of time? If not, then it is a wonderful way of looking at the development. So in terms of SDGs, I think everybody is aware of this. I have just taken it from the United Nations perspective. They have really earmarked 17 sustainable development goals. And the key is in terms of looking at peace and prosperity for people and the planet. So when you talk about the peace and prosperity of the people, if you see the first, the number one sustainable development goal of United Nations is no poverty, zero hunger. You're talking about good quality and health. You're talking about gender equality. You're talking about reduce inequalities. You're talking about climate change. So most of this has a lot of impact onto the bottom of the pyramid, onto the reach of the goals to the last man in the entire global community. And that is what makes very important, that where is the connect, where is the perspective, what is the common thread? So the 17 SDGs and frugal innovation, they strive to preserve and harmonize the 4 pillars of society, which is human, social, economic, and environmental. So for explaining this much more appropriately, I have taken up some case studies. I have been involved in them either directly, indirectly, or I have seen that they have tremendous value, they have simplicity, and I thought it would be much better way for me to explain the frugal innovation and its value proposition by putting these case studies in this presentation. So the first case study which I am talking about is my own initiative which I had started, and which was I was again fortunate to be instigated by Dr. Kalam to move ahead into this frugal engineering solution commercialization and deployment. So which is on 6 tenets. It is green and sustainable, it is disaster resilient, it's long-term, durability, cost-effective, simple technique, and using local resources. So if you see it talks about addressing the 4 pillars of the society, and that is something which was very unique about this technology. Using local resources means using soil. So that's something which was there. Using local resources must be using unskilled men and women. Can they be used to create structures which are disaster resilient? So that was the premise on which the entire technology framework was created. And this was researched and developed at the very reputed Asian Institute of Technology. And 2 Indians, one of my colleagues, Professor Jabde, and myself, we both were the inventors in the inventing team, and which took the shape in terms of commercial reality with President Pranab Mukherjee sir, late President Pranab Mukherjee sir, taking the first project in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So it has a lot of perspectives in terms of value addition. It has a lot of perspective in terms of environmental impact, where it does not have any pollutant, because the blocks which are made from soil are environmentally clear. So there is no baking or putting it into kilns. So you're not creating any pollution. Your carbon footprints are significantly lower. The key perspective is more appropriately integratable to a second innovation in the same system, which is the on-site sanitation management system. So that is something which was very unique, because in rural communities, you have the challenge in terms of balancing what you need to put, you can't put, and what you don't put is becoming a challenge. So you will not see any sewage treatment plants in the rural communities because of its cost. So, but you can't really mismanage the sewage. If you don't manage it properly, you're going to have, again, a creation of disease profile or an ailment because emanating from the mismanagement of the sewage. So that is something which was addressable from this. It does not require any sort of skilled human intervention, and it's a very simplistic on-site sanitation which was created, and both integrated together. The first project which was done for Rashtrapati Bhavan was found and was studied very deeply by the Center for Environment, and they published a report of finding it to be very, very novel in terms of the sanitation, especially the sanitation system, as well as the structural engineering. CBRI did a research and they found it to be very, very innovative from the perspective of disaster resilience. So there is a small video which would give a very good insight in terms of
आधुनिक तकनीक से बनाई गई ईंटों वाली इमारत है, जिसकी ईंटें आम ईंटों से पूर्णतः भिन्न है, क्योंकि ये ईंटें पूर्ण रूप से प्रदूषण मुक्त हैं एवं ये ईंटें कई संरचनात्मक रूप से समाविष्ट हैं। इन ईंटों को भट्टी में पकाया नहीं जाता एवं इन्हें कोल्ड कंप्रेशन टेक्निक से बनाया जाता है। ईंटों में तकनीकी उभार की वजह से ईंटें एक दूसरे में फंसती हैं। ईंटों के मध्य में जो छेद होता है, उसके माध्यम से उन्हें सरियों में कसा एवं जोड़ा जाता है। ईंटों के छेद पूरी इमारत में हवा का एक पर्दा बनाते हैं, जिससे इमारत के अंदर के तापमान, ध्वनि प्रदूषण एवं पानी के प्रवेश को नियंत्रित किया जा सकता है। इस ढांचे में कंक्रीट एवं सरियों का बहुत कम इस्तेमाल होता है। यह संरचना भूकंप और किसी भी प्राकृतिक आपदा विपदा से लोहा लेने में सक्षम है। नमूने के तौर पर लो कार्बन फुटप्रिंट और फ्लेक्सिबल कंक्रीट रूफिंग, जिसमें पैंस और जॉइस्ट आधारित रूफिंग तत्व हैं। साथ डबल एनारोबिक रिएक्टर भी है जो मल्टी निकासी और रूपांतरण में सहायक है। स्वच्छीकरण के तकनीक के तरीका जल्द उच्च रोगों पर अंकुश लगाने का काम करता है।
ये तस्वीरें हरियाणा के गुरुग्राम के सोहना तहसील की हैं, जहां बना ये मकान आम मकानों या अन्य घरों से बिल्कुल अलग है। अलग इसलिए क्योंकि इसके निर्माण में अत्याधुनिक और पर्यावरण के अनुकूल तकनीकी का प्रयोग किया गया है।
Is not clear, Mr. Naik.
Sorry.
The volume is we can't hear understand.
Okay.
इसको एक आम आदमी जिसको कुछ नहीं मालूम हो टेक्नोलॉजी
This is not clear.
के बारे में कुछ नहीं मालूम हो, वो खुद इसको इस्तेमाल कर सकता है। इस्तेमाल करके अपना एक छोटा सा सुंदर सा घर बनाने का क्षमता रख सकता है।
Better, sir.
प्रधानमंत्री ने आशा इंडिया यानी अफोर्डेबल सस्टेनेबल हाउसिंग एक्सेलरेटर के विजेताओं की भी घोषणा की थी। प्रफुल्ल नायक भी उन्हीं विजेताओं में से एक है।
एक फाइनेंशियल मॉडल हमने इंक्लूजन मॉडल क्रिएट किया जो चल सकता है, और ये धीरे धीरे मेरे ख्याल से आशा अवार्ड इसीलिए कंस्टिट्यूट किया गया मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हाउसिंग एंड अर्बन अफेयर्स से कि ये जो टेक्निक्स है, ये जो टेक्नोलॉजीज इनोवेशन हुई है, इसको ग्रामीण क्षेत्र में कैसे इसकी पहचान मिले, इसको कैसे इसको बढ़ावा किया जाए, ताकि जो बिल्डिंग कम्युनिटी है वो अर्बन से ग्रामीण इसलिए नहीं जाना चाह पाती है कि उनको वहां पे प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी की जो मार्जिन से बहुत कम रह जाती है। तो ऐसे टेक्नोलॉजीज को अगर ये बढ़ावा मिलता है और ऐसे टेक्नोलॉजीज जाती है ग्रामीण में, तो इसका बहुत बहुत लाभ वहाँ ग्रामीण वासियों को मिल सकता है।
इस तकनीकी से बनाए गए मकान न सिर्फ मध्यम और गरीब लोगों के घर के सपने साकार करेंगे, बल्कि पर्यावरण और देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने में भी कारगर सिद्ध होंगे।
Yeah, the voice must have been a small challenge, but I think
The last part was okay.
And it can be given an input. So coming to a second case study of my talk, it is again very focused to environment. It's a frugal innovation which has happened in India by an Indian entity, by Indian innovators. So the entity is a startup, registered startup called Amida Cleantech, based out of New Delhi. And I think the value proposition is in terms of looking at what was not addressable by the high-end technologies of the world. And in terms of looking at removal of the pollutants from ambient open air. The most important perspective is how are you able to eliminate all the diverse pollutants which are either detrimental to human health directly or indirectly, in terms of being detrimental not only with respect to a long-term impact, but with respect to immediate impact on the health and well-being of the entire community. So if you understand from the pollution in the air, which is open air, we are talking about not only particulate matter pollution, which is basically PM1 and PM2.5, which are very, very detrimental to the lungs, and 99% of the respiratory illnesses across the world are being held responsible for the input coming in from PM1 and PM2.5, not because of only inhaling them, but because the microorganisms in the environment or in the air, which are the detrimental bacteria and viruses, they use this particulate matter to as transport vectors, and they are the ones which get inside along with the particulate matter when you inhale, and that is how you get the illnesses which are very life-threatening. So you are having this microbial contamination in the air. Then you have the contamination, more importantly today, because of the developed condition from the emissions which are happening from the vehicular emissions. Not only the vehicular emissions, but people are not able to understand that there are emissions of different nature. Now, nobody thinks about the particulate matter which comes from the continuous use of tire on the roads. There is small nanoparticulate matter which is continuously generated. There are nanoparticulate generation which are happening from the friction of the wheels and the rail tracks of the railways. So whether you're using a metro or whether you're using something which is there, it is not that it is not an area which is free from dangerous particulate matter or something which is a pollutant which will not harm you. So that something is what was realized during this innovation. And the beauty of it is that it is not only attracting, capturing, but also eliminating these pollutants. So which was not being done by any other technology in the past. And that's the premise which I felt, that the frugal innovation is in terms of looking at how you can identify, how you can really understand, and then what is the small incremental value which you have to create in terms of addressing the unmet need. And that is how it happens. So it again touches the 4 pillars: human, social, economic, and environmental impact, because it is basically good for all locations. This technology, I have at least, is so valuable that it can be in completely open spaces. Instead of having large big smog towers, if you are able to localize this in areas where there are major congregations or major footfalls, you will have a much more better value creation which is there. You have a diverse range of particulate matter or the pollutants which can be captured. It is simple in its abilities from the front end perspective. It can be cleaned by any layman, unskilled man, in a couple of minutes. A video is there on the technology which will give you an insight. And again, start working within 5 minutes of cleaning. And since there is no changeable components, it is consumable free. So which is a very big value creation, because ultimately, if you have something which is there and you are going to have a recurring cost in terms of addressing a particular challenge, then you are not meeting the perspective of economic and the social perspective. So that is something which we found that it becomes very important. And ultimately, environmental impact, the byproduct which is collected is completely harmless. It is devoid from any harmful nature which was there, like the microbial contaminants, the obnoxious or the harmful gases converted into inert gases or inert elements. That is something which becomes this makes this technology to be addressing as a frugal innovation, addressing the 4 pillars of the society. So this is a video which will give you an insight of the technology, which has been very fortunate to be selected as the only non-European technology by French Railways in their global initiative for the installation of the technology in the metro stations and railway stations. So there is no noise in this. I am just giving you an insight. See the kind of collection of what has happened in a week's time. This is in Delhi itself, which has done. This is the collection of the dust. The dust is completely coarse dust. It is agglomerated perspective, so it does not have the ability to be airborne. This was when the French Railways took this technology, Indian technology, which was the only non-European technology out of the 4 selected technologies, and realized the kind of value this technology had and the ability this had and the simplicity with which the technology could be operated and maintained. If you see the cleaning process which was done in a week's time, when the cleaning was done with a simple vacuum hoover, you can see the kind of amount of metal dust which was collected in terms of and this is what was being taken as a breath inhaled by people who were commuting. So this is again an installation which was done by Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog was very enthused with this technology, and they did a comprehensive study of this technology, putting that technology in their open premise. And at any given point of time, it was established for over 6 weeks that the condition always maintained was above 90% better quality of air, or the air quality index, as compared to the immediate outside surrounding which was there. And understand that this is a completely open area. where the doors, entry and the exit doors are always 24/7 open, and you have a lot of polluted air coming in, on a continuous basis. So this was something which was found to be really unique value proposition, and now Niti Aayog is trying to put it across to various sectors in terms of looking at how it can be implemented for the benefit of the public at large and the global community for use of this technology. So coming to my case study 3, I am talking about now a person whom I am very, very passionately involved with, Colonel Muralidhar Naik. He is based out of Pune, and he has now Colonel Naik Swapratilaksha Arogya Foundation. He is 84 years and has been actively engaged for the last 3 decades in researching and innovating nature-based products and methodologies for treatment of cell disorders. Please understand, the cell disorders, it is not one particular format or in one particular domain. So I have a couple of videos which are masked just to ensure that in public privacy is held of the people who have been immensely benefited by the input of Colonel Naik. And this is one patient. 1 minute. What is this?
The volume is not there.
रोहित वॉल्यूम नहीं आ रहा है.
Rohit, is there a volume issue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That the volume is not coming, sir, from the video.
आपकी वॉल्यूम नहीं आ रही सर.
Rohit?
Yes, sir.
Am I
Yes, sir.
audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible. You are audible, sir. My voice is audible to you, sir? Hello, Praful, sir.
Rohit, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello. Maybe, sir, my voice is audible.
Rohit?
Hello.
Singh Sahab, I can't hear you.
Hello.
हाँ सर, but now
No, I am not able to hear you. 1 minute.
Hello.
So, PV Singh, sir, I am request you to kindly call Mr. Praful, sir, and tell them to join again. I think.
Okay. Okay.
सिंह साहब, आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही. हाँ ठीक, ओके ओके.
Hello, Praful sir. Now my voice is audible to you. Hello, Praful sir. You are mute. Kindly unmute yourself. You are in mute, sir.
Am I audible, Rohit, now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes. Hello, sir. My voice is coming to you.
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, sir. You are
Okay.
audible.
Perfect. Perfect. Sorry, I think there was some glitch. So let me share the screen again.
Yeah. Sure, sir.
Is the screen visible, Rohit?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
It is.
Got it.
क्योंकि अभी ना एक बच्चे को वो की वो वन उसका नॉट अटेम्प्टेड
Sir, the audio is not there.
One minute.
रोहित, आई थिंक सर का वॉइस फिर नहीं आ रहा है.
No, sir.
अभी आ रही है वॉइस? मेरी
Yes,
आवाज
sir.
आ रही है?
Yes, sir. हाँ, आ रही है.
So this
So,
is.
sir, I'm requesting you if the audio is not coming, then can we skip this part and
Yeah,
go ahead, please?
no, this. Yeah. I'll just give me a minute. Let me see
Sure,
why.
sir.
Okay, okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Sure. Yes, sir. I think now the volume is coming. I request you to kindly put it on the
Yeah.
top level. Kindly increase the audio level.
I was not able to bring it under control. I came here captain in the Merchant Navy, serves on oil tanker and oil tanker. Was detected with early diabetes, and I was on insulin.
इस segment किया
Despite taking high insulin, I was not able to bring it under control. I came a year ago. I was taking 3 insulin shots, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and one at dinner. 30, 30, 30 per day for a long period of time. In this condition, I came to Colonel Naik a year ago, and he put me on with, I had gangrene on my feet, I had Parkinson, I had eye problems, and left eye total. No vision, but right eye was losing vision. The only eye I had. In this condition, I came to Colonel Naik. I used a walker. This is the walker which I brought, and with this, I used to come to his place. For the first time I visited him, I was with it, and I sat on his chair. After that, it has been an uphill task, following his instructions to the T, and today I am free from insulin fridge. I never touch it. I am only on the medication that he gave. The gangrene in my feet has reduced. I have a very small wound now, which is also healing. My Parkinson's was, I couldn't balance. Now I can stand up and walk. And there is a slight tremor in my left arm. But otherwise, I am fine. And I hope to get better.
इस साल अप्रैल में I got diagnosed with breast cancer. So I should say that I was so lucky कि एक हफ्ता पहले ही my brother-in-law had mentioned about Colonel Naik. तो पूरे 15 days लगे जिसके अंदर confirm कराया, सारे टेस्ट हुए, PET scan भी हुआ, biopsy भी हुई, was confirmed and the doctor even gave the date for surgery. And my husband was adamant that I should go ahead with this thing only. But I decided that I'm going to meet Colonel Saab and understand what he has to say. And I'm so grateful that he is such an important part of my life, and he has saved me from the misery of radiation and chemo. So today I am totally cured because I have followed his medicine. I remember chemo, not radiation and research. So that's really as far as a strict regime in which I don't miss out my yoga, my pranayama, and I'm constrained. Yes, totally doing that, and I'm happy. इस साल अप्रैल में I got diagnosed with breast cancer.
पिछले 15 साल से मेरे पिताजी को डायबिटीज की तकलीफ थी, और उसी कारण पिछले 1 साल से 1 साल पहले उनको उनका किडनी फेल हुआ था, और डायलिसिस डॉक्टर ने चालू करने को कहा था। तो उस वक्त उनका क्रिएटिनिन 16 था, और डॉक्टर ने कुछ दवाइयाँ दी, उसके कारण उनका क्रिएटिनिन 8.9 पे आया, बट वहीं पे ठहरा रहा। तो हम लोग ये साल फरवरी में कर्नल नाइक सर के पास आए, तो उनके दी हुई जड़ी बूटी से मेरे पिताजी का क्रिएटिनिन 5.9 तक आया, और उनका जो डायबिटीज है, अभी 2 महीना हुआ है उनको डायबिटीज बिल्कुल नहीं है, और पिछले 1 महीने से उनको पेशाब भी नहीं हो रहा था। तो कर्नल नाइक ने हमको केले का झाड़ का जो जूस है उसका रेसिपी बताया और कैसे लेना है वो कहा। तो अभी धीरे धीरे पेशाब उनका बढ़ते जा रहा है और डायबिटीज भी बिल्कुल नहीं है। जैसे ही क्रिएटिनिन 4 के नीचे आ जाता है, मेरे पिताजी का डायलिसिस भी बंद हो जाएगा।
I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2013 November, and thereafter I had to undergo 2 surgeries. One was hysterectomy, and that was in 2013. Then again in 2014 beginning, I had to undergo omentectomy. And now I can proudly say that it's been more than 5 years. I am leading absolutely normal and healthy life, and all this is due to the alternative therapy that I have taken post my operations is the herbal treatment by Colonel Naik, and I'm still following it absolutely to the directions. I have made the changes in my diet, and I am taking all the other herbal remedies that he has prescribed to me. With these little lifestyle changes and following the diet and following these remedies, I feel I'm healthier than before.
So, just it's remarkable to understand in terms of what has been done. So cell disorders, I am very passionate because I am also a paramedical engineer. I have done pharmaceutical sciences. I have been involved into many of the innovations in the pharmaceutical sector. And I really today appreciate the capability of what we have in addressing many of the varied cell disorders, from metabolics to hormonal, from autoimmune, from neuronal to diverse cancer formats. So the important thing was Colonel Naik was comprehensively involved in terms of detailed observations over several years on the tribal and forest ways, and also on the ancient published wisdom. And he was very uniquely able to blend with the modern medicine diagnostic information in terms of understanding the limitations of the patient and providing a concoction of unique blends of certain of the individual medicinal plants to provide a significantly better treatment outcome and quality of life. This is something like a classical example of frugal innovation at its best. So I could not find a much better frugal innovation case study as compared to what has been done by Colonel Naik in the last 4 decades of his involvement, as a simple perspective in terms of looking at how he could blend and how he could provide. Several hundred patients have taken the value proposition of the outcomes of what he has been providing and what he has been working on. And I presume the more it proliferates, the more better it will be, the more user perspective from the addressing the 4 pillars of the society, not only the perspective of the social, the economical, it's a big value because people who spend the entire savings in addressing some of their cell disorders can be very efficaciously and effectively be treated by using some of these remedies which have been created by Colonel Naik. Coming to case study 4, which again I am very passionately involved in. It's a startup based out of Pune, which is into fast sense innovation creation. So their key perspective is in terms of looking at development of a novel point of care diagnostic. And that to a diagnostic platform. Point of care, we have to understand here what is the meaning of point of care when we say that is portable and capable of enabling inexpensive point of care. Again, point of care is what? If I am in a very remote village location, and for me, I have to travel, say, 20 kilometers to a testing laboratory, I am the point of care at my house. So having a rapid, accurate, and minimally invasive, please understand that most of the diagnostic perspectives are invasive or significantly invasive, not minimally invasive. So, and on-spot screening, you by a normal person, not a skilled lab technician. So whenever you give a blood sample, normally it has to be taken by a skilled lab technician. So the technician has to travel either to your point or you have to travel to his point. So this basically provides an capability in terms of identifying, screening a wide range of life-threatening ailments at the early stage, which will ensure that which will ensure that you are not requiring to undergo a very expensive, elaborate process post diagnosis. So this is something at the early diagnosis, a point of care device can become a very, very frugal innovation. A simple mobile, a simple small device which is there, a blood of drop at the point of care. You are able to really look in terms of multiplicity of diseases which are predictively, accurately predictable in terms of, okay, you are having this problem, you are having a liver problem, you are having a kidney problem, you are having a cancer cell input which is there, or for that matter of fact, what they have now very recently completed development is the neonatal sepsis, where the antimicrobial resistance can be very appropriately eliminated by this simple test, which is very cheap as compared to existing tests in the laboratories, which can be anywhere between 2,000 to 6,000 rupees. This can be tested within a span of 500 to 600 rupees at the point of care. Please understand that you are really creating a value. This is what is frugal. This is what I say is frugal, because if you are doing it timely with respect to the addressing the human, social, economic, and environmental impact, because you are not creating any lot of discharge waste in terms of doing this kind of activities, you are doing it at the point of care, and you are able to relate to the doctor using the digital media, and the doctor is able to prescribe medicines. You are really creating a big value proposition for the entire global community, especially the unserved community at which is at the bottom of the pyramid, and which has a huge prospective requirement of an economical solution. So that premise becomes very, very appropriately valuable in terms of its impact assessment. I have done this impact assessment study on the sepsis case device diagnostic platform, and the kind of number of deaths it can avoid in a timely manner can be something which can be, these devices can be easily carried by the ASHA workers across the country. They can have that unit with them. They can correlate and they can put it across to the concerned doctor or the clinics in the rural regions or in the peri-urban regions, which is connected to the rural. And you can get a very good outcome, immediate outcome in terms of addressing the requirement of treatment for such kind of issues which are there, or such kind of ailments which will be there. I'm coming to my last case study. Again, this is engineer CL Razdar. He's 82 years with an electronics engineering background. And he has been very passionate in terms of looking at how to manage waste and actively engage in transforming his ideas into simple real life products. And I have two videos which will give a quick insight. This is a mechanized broom which he has created. When Honorable Prime Minister talked about the environment and the cleaning, he took up a broom, and then because of his age, he found that it was very, he was not able to really do any effective outcome. So he thought about, can he do something? And then he created this very simple mechanized input, which even a very old person can do without having much issues in terms of energy, in terms of strength to be employed. This is the second innovation which he has been working.
Working on a builder that have proposed to make in plastic items. It has a lip and a groom and 2 pins and corresponding with whose sugar here. In order to assemble it, all that one has to do is push this to the groom and test. This is what I have allowed in this way back then. Standing further, the bricks, the pins, are going to put and it has become all. This is the way.
So coming to the point of concluding this insight which I have on frugal innovation, where is the connect? So people will ask, what is the connect? Where is the connect of frugal innovation? I think when we are talking about sustainability development and sustainability development goals, the very premises of peace and prosperity required to be established for people and planet. Please understand, it's a global perspective and it's for people and planet. And when we talk about people, the major proportion comprises unserved people, necessitating the essentiality for frugal innovation. That's where the frugal innovation comes in. So if you look at the sustainability development goals, which are especially the SDGs from 1 to 9, 11, 13, and 17 of United Nations, their focus is directly, indirectly on meeting the needs and ending deprivations of the major fraction of the global community, which in turn, this is what will drive the impetus towards innovations which are intrinsically frugal. The more frugal the innovation, the better the chances of the innovation getting appropriate value creation and addressing the 4 pillars of the society which is there. Otherwise, there are many innovations which happen, but they are all not really having the ability to address directly. They might be indirectly addressing some of the or most of the SDGs, but direct impact would be basically where the innovation would have to be simple, frugal enough, and usable, and appropriately creating immense value proposition to the community at large, which is the unserved people. And coming to my end thoughts, in my own terms, I think frugal innovation has no age bar. If you see the 2 case studies which I have shown, one is 84 years, one is 82 years, the kind of passion they show, I feel slightly envy of them that at my age, I feel exhausted. They are not even exhausted. They're much more enthused, much more energetic than me. So there is no age bar in terms of any frugal innovation. And I think, and I would like to define it as nurturing the ability to dream into any domain. It's not important which background you're from. What is your professional understanding? What is your capability? It is basically dream into any domain, relentlessly pursue the emanating ideas and transform them into reality with conviction and courage, consciously being aware that there is a potential risk of failure. Not all frugal innovations will be picked up. So it does not mean that, okay, I get demotivated and I say, oh, nobody has used it. No, None of the innovators in that perspective, whether I have talked about Mr. Rajdan or Colonel Naik, they are least bothered about the potential risk of failure. Even if it adds value to a single person, they see the value that it has been really able to bring in. And that is where I say that I have finally, I put it as a management principle. I have also come out with a word, and I call it a did speculate. So I say that speculate, we need to speculate to innovate. So let us all speculate to innovate, bring in frugal innovations, bring in a large gamut of frugal innovations which can happen. Then only we will be having the capability to effectively address the sustainability development as well as the sustainability development goals universally. So with that, thanks to the audience. Sorry for the glitch in between, but I think the recordings will be there. And if the videos have not come out properly, I will send the videos. They can be projected to people who are interested in looking at it. And I am free for questions now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Naik. And I feel, you have really shown such small, what I would like to say, frugal as you have described, and people which have a connect. One question I want to ask you: what is the platform in which invention it is there? Like you see, when we have the Safai Karmchari trainings, we also train them on mechanized equipment. Now the one which you showed for cleaning the roads, we are not aware about it now.
Very true.
So how do you connect? How do you propagate? How do you connect with those agencies who are to use these innovations?
Yeah, I think this is a very wonderful and pertinent question, Dr. Dhamija, because entities, organizations like yours, which are directly connected to the ground in terms of training, skilling, in providing insight. There can be a small insight which can be, or a input which can be created where the frugal innovators, they touch base, they provide their input to you, and then you are able to take it to the ground reality that this is something available. You want to use it, try it. This is something which is there. So I think propagating that perspective to the end point on a more proliferative basis will be the key. Otherwise, some of these innovations, they touch locally and they die, and you don't even know, because after maybe 10-15 years, when we would have no more Mr. Rajdan or Mr. Naik, we would have lost those innovations. So the key is how we are able to really connect, and this platform we can create. Maybe when we meet up, we'll discuss about this, and there can be an approach where people who have done such kind of innovations reach out to organizations like yours, which is the connect or the mediary between the user and the innovator.
Yeah, that is there. When I was checking for this life mission, I found on the Niti Aayog platform, you can apply with your new ideas. You can apply with your whatever new initiatives you have taken. There is an application form there. I feel some of because they are cutting across all the SDGs. You have come across some medical, some sort of equipment which can be helpful for diagnostic purposes, and of course, clean air. That is something very important. We had smog in the last few months. We are suffering here in Delhi. AQI, we can't use cars, we can't use this. So that also is very there. But these have to reach the right people. So that, I think, this platform you can use. You please check from Niti Aayog. There is a life mission. See, they have called for applications.
I'll just tell you one small thing, Dr. Dhamija. What is happening is that most of the initiatives are there in all the ministries, including Niti Aayog. But what happens is that there is no prospective connect on the back end, and there may be tons of information flowing it, which becomes probably a big challenge in terms of getting particular attention to such kind of frugal innovation. So if there is a mediation which is created, an organization like yours, which is based out of Delhi, which knows which are the various ministries, initiatives which are there, and supposing one individual comes to you and says that I have done something like this, Is there a value? Then probably in terms of creation of that value, you are able to know, okay, this is the ministry which will be very interested, have a mediation which can be there, and then probably that might be much more fruitful. I think that is the only gap which I see, because in some of the Smart Gram initiatives which we were doing, the panchayats were having no understanding how to progress, where to do, what to do. So probably some of us handholded.
No,
and
but
then we were able
when
to
you did a lot of hand holding,
Yes.
I remember, they told me for the smart cooking, clean cooking, they told me ye chule wali madam hai, ye chule bech rahi hai aap yahan pe. No, they never realized that president has adopted these villages only when, the local Alipur Sarpanch, he used to be so, he was not allowing us to enter. He says, we don't have funds. We don't have anything. When, Pranab Mukherjee ji and they were all to visit, he said, we don't have funds. And they were the ones who later on adopted this. I was told a bakery shop has also been closed. The technologies for cold storage have also been adopted. There's a lot of progress. So that connect, I understand with you that this connect has to be there. So you have to involve more and more people.
Yes.
That is the thing.
That is something, and this is what I think is the most appropriate way which you have taken this kind of webinar, 75 webinars which you are doing. I think bringing in people together, bringing in thoughts together, ideas together, and then converging and then proliferating. I think that is a huge value which I see from this kind of initiative.
Yeah. We will continue even after 75. We'll try to see some series where we can really bring value so that we don't lose this connect.
Correct.
So I don't think there are any questions. Your presentation was so clear and so this thing, you can say it was so impactful in terms of the case studies you have shown. And I can say vouch for that because I visited your site and I saw those buildings being made. So I think with that, Mr. PV Singh, you have any question or should I thank him and then you can formally thank all?
Yeah. No question from my side.
He's also doing, he has been doing a lot of work with Terry in the field, associated, now he's with us. So we are all together from different fields. And that's why I found your presentation to be very impactful, and we'll connect with you later on. So thank you very much. I'll request Mr. PV Singh to kindly extend a formal thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the excellent presentation. And you provide your presentation with different examples, with videos. I think it's very knowledgeable for the audience who are the participated the presentation. Thank you very much, sir. And I would like to thank all the participants for your valuable times. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
And
thank you.
any query coming into you can be put across to me, or people can directly communicate also. No issue.
Yeah.
I'll be more than
You're
happy.
doing wonderful work.
Sure,
Please keep it up.
Thank
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good day.